Welcome back to You're Done.
Yes.
And we're back with another guest.
Yes, as you can see in this beautiful studio.
Yeah. As a reminder, I'm Brendan.
Tasha.
And we have with us today creative director, skinny legend, and host of a podcast called Millennials Yelling At Clouds, which is...
okay, well, you got the name wrong already.
I already got it wrong. Say Millennial Yells at Cloud?
Millennial Yells at Cloud.
Oh.
Like the old man yells at cloud from The Simpsons.
I just wanted you to say it. That's
that helps me understand that. That's
yes, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, no, it's the cover art should be that thing, except it says millennial and the picture should be me. Then that would make more sense, and people I think would get it.
And who
I don't
are
want to
you?
infringe.
And who are you?
I know, I'm just like jumping into the...
No,
oh my
we
God.
love it. Please.
I love this vibe where like I'm in the center and both of you are like, okay, who are you?
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Anton.
Got it.
Anton Muewa. I am, as you said, Brendan, a skinny legend.
Yeah.
Creative director.
Slay.
Asterisk. And advertising. I work in advertising.
Okay.
And I have my own podcast, Millennial Yells at Cloud.
Yeah, which we will hopefully be on eventually.
Yes.
That is the point and the goal. I hope that my setup is as intricate and amazing as this one is.
We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning. We're very professional here.
Well, I want to know, tell me more about like your podcast, how it started, a little bit about it.
I love talking. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk on a podcast.
And force all my friends to listen to it.
And force all my friends to listen to it.
Same.
And force
we get that.
Yeah,
we get
the
that.
3 people who will listen to it. I don't know. I always wanted to start a podcast, and I'm just a naturally like angry person. Well, angry is a bad word.
Passionate.
I'm passionate hater.
Okay.
I think hating is a low effort, high reward activity because it feels, you're just like, people are like, oh, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. But I'm like, it also doesn't cost anything to be a hater.
True. We should have added that to your blurb, skinny legend and hater.
Professional hater.
I love that title.
Yeah.
I think that we all have that title then.
Oh, for sure. I love hating on things, which is also, I think, of a very millennial thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And also like a Gen X thing sometimes. Apparently, no one talks about them, but apparently they were big haters.
Yeah.
From what I
They're
hear.
the forgotten ones.
I think that's actually what they're called, the forgotten ones.
No, I think that's actually that's the silent.
There's
the
baby
silent
boomers
ones,
and
yeah.
if you're silent, you're forgotten.
But
well,
the silent.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
They're like old. It's like the old ones,
Right.
right?
Old. Yeah, it's
They're
like
super old.
the 20s. Like
dead.
Oh, flappers.
Yeah, like. Is that flap?
I think so. Yeah, the shimmy.
I'm shimmying my shoulders.
It's giving a bit of like 60s. I don't know.
Coochie coo. Okay, but sorry. Continue. Tell us more. So, what do you talk about in the podcast?
Yeah. So, the podcast is like just everything millennial. It's like we say it's the podcast by and for history's most maligned generation, which is millennials.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just like everything. It's like what are millennials struggling with today? The political landscape, dating, owning a house, working from home, dating a Gen Z, which,
I have not experienced that. I have not dated a Gen Z before.
I'm trying to think of the youngest person I've dated was 3 years before me. So that was still a millennial.
Yeah, millennial is pretty wide. You have to be born in 1997 to be a Gen Z.
Absolutely not.
I know.
So no for me.
Someone who like was born the same year Titanic came out is
not the person that you'll be going at.
I'm just shocked that there's people born after 2000. That to me is what I thought, like people stopped being made at 2000. Those people who literally did not see the 90s.
Yeah, the factory closed.
I know.
Y2K.
Children of Men, but like the cutoff date was 2000. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
Children of Men. I don't think so.
It's when everyone just stops giving birth, like fertility rates
drop.
drop.
Maybe I have seen. There's a famous woman in that, correct?
Julianne Moore.
There we go.
I hope that someone famous is in the movie.
Well, sometimes it's not. Not every time. Not every
indie.
movie.
And it's something that you love.
Hater.
It's the hateration generation.
Yeah.
So that
in this dancery.
I'm gonna steal that.
Please.
The hateration generation.
Period.
And so each episode, like, I'm assuming you have, I mean, I've listened to some of it. You have friends or people that you know on, and then they pick a topic, and basically you go in.
Yeah, either they pick a topic,
dive.
I pick a topic, and we go into a deep dive, and it's kind of like it's loosely structured. We do have like a little intro. We talk about like what we're mad about, because the original concept of this podcast was what are we mad about today, and then some random hoes already had that name. No offense, random hoes. I don't know you, but you have the name.
Are they still even making podcasts? Because that would be nasty if they stopped.
They did stop. I feel like there was like a gap that was big enough to be like, okay, they haven't done it in a while, but also small enough to be like, maybe they'll start up again. So I was just like, you know what? Sleeping dog lie, and let's try something else. And I leaned into being a millennial because I feel like we're getting it from all sides, low key. Like, Gen Z is like, stop wearing skinny jeans. And then boomers are like, stop.
You don't like working. You don't like working.
Stop buying avocado toast and you can afford a house.
Yeah. Fair.
So here we are.
Well, this is a good segue. So the theme of today's episode is obviously about being millennials, because all three of us are. Before we get into the topic, we start every episode with a segment called The Catch-Up, where we talk about our weeks with a you're done moment. So something that was annoying or great, both can be you're done. So tell us, what's your catch up? What happened to you this week that was like giving a you're done moment for you?
What's giving me a you're done moment? I lost my wallet.
Okay.
That's your done.
That's a very you're done moment.
Yeah. Where, how?
I'm pretty convinced it was in an Uber, because I was taking Uber to work and the driver braked so suddenly. I thought we were in a crash. I wasn't paying attention either. I was just literally on my phone, and it wasn't like we're on a highway. He's literally just turned out of one small street into another street and suddenly braked so hard. If I hadn't been wearing a seatbelt, I would have smashed my face into the seat in front of me. And my bag fell off the seat next to me, and it was
went under
by the driver's seat. Exactly. So then I fished it out. I was like, okay. The guy didn't even say sorry. He was just like, after I was like, okay, I collected myself. I was like, okay, you good? And I'm like, bitch, you like, what? Anyway,
0 stars.
So dropped me off, and then later on in the week, like 2 days later, I realized I lost my wallet, and I'm like, it probably fell under his seat. And then I called him, and instead of like, he was so defensive. I didn't understand why he was so defensive. He's like, no, I didn't see anything in the back of the car. And I'm like, sir.
Because you're already trying to spend my money.
I know, right? I'm like, can you check under the seat? He's like, well, a woman lost her wallet in here yesterday, and I found it and I returned it. And I'm like, I don't care. Check under your seat.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And then, he was in the middle of talking to me, and I was like, okay, never mind. Bye. I'm just going to replace the cards I have in there. And so I'm going through that process now. And now I have to deal with the Ontario government.
Oh, no.
Ministry of Health and
Doug Ford.
Service Ontario.
I was going to ask how long it took you to notice, because I think I don't use my wallet much. So, like, I feel like I could lose it, and I wouldn't even realize that I've lost it until I was like, oh, well, now I really need it.
It's because we do everything as millennials off of our phones.
It's true.
Tap, tippity, tap, tap.
Tap.
Well,
exactly.
That Uber driver is you're done for sure.
You're done. Yeah. I do not like him. And I did not tip him.
Period.
As you should. As you should. Tash, what's your catch up for this week?
So I travel a lot. Once or twice a year.
Something you will come to know about Tash.
I travel a lot, right? And so I have to buy 2 plane tickets this week. Okay. I have to go to Montreal for 1 day, so I don't have the time to like take a train. So I'm gonna fly.
Yeah.
Right? But then I'm gonna go visit, KB, friend of the pod, in Halifax. And so I was like, okay, I have to buy like a plane ticket. I'm on FaceTime with her, and like I'm trying to figure out like, should I go from Billy Bishop? Should I go from Pearson? What's the best deal? Ask me how much I paid for my plane ticket.
Tasha, how much did you pay for your plane ticket?
Maybe like factor in a guess. How much do you think I paid?
Based on your attitude right now, I want to say like $200. It seems low.
I
feel like that's going to be a low.
Yeah.
$200. I want y'all to think about how much you think I paid.
It's a round trip to Halifax, yeah?
Round trip ticket to Halifax.
How much would that normally be? Like 400?
Yeah.
It's not that far.
4 or 5.
Yeah,
4 or 5?
depends on how early you bought it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I paid $1.18. $1.18.
I was very off.
And I was like, cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Okay.
How did that work out?
So
she's flying on flare, and she's going to be
Not at all.
hiding on the wheel, and she's being dragged through the air. They're gonna fit her in where the hole in the plane is, so that it doesn't come apart. That's how.
No, I'm going with Air Canada.
Okay.
Standing
respect.
No, I have a seat and everything, so I use points.
Yeah.
And I forgot I had $100 gift card. So the remainder balance was $1.18.
Slay.
And so girl math, you know.
Girl math.
So the next day, because I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Like I've Toonie Tuesdays can't even,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, I wanted to buy some new underwears, you know.
Okay.
Never have 2 minutes like panties from Victoria's Secret.
Right.
And I went in.
Fair.
And they're having a sale. I didn't go in for the sale, but they're having a sale. And it's buy 2, get 2 for free. Of anything.
So you said,
wow,
I'm going to spend the $400 I saved on the airplane
on underwear.
What I got at Victoria's Secret was free.
I'm sorry, wait, how much are panties at Victoria's Secret?
No. So I didn't go in to get the panties. Like I went in for the panties, right? And there was like 5 for $40, whatever. That's one deal. But it's like buy 2 of anything at any price. Right? Obviously, the more expensive thing is the thing that you pay for.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I got like 2 pajama sets that are like $70.
Okay.
Because it's like real cute, real Sex in the City, like real like button up, real cute.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so why would I choose another thing that's $30? So I found 2 bras that were $70.
Because you're just doubling how much you're spending.
Fair,
and those 2 were free.
They're free. You get the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Victoria's Secret is running a really bad business
They
model.
must be. Something's going on because I walked out there like, you know the IKEA commercial? Start the car. Start the car.
I think about that all the time.
And so in my mind, basically everything was free because I paid $1.18 for a flight.
Slay.
I love that.
I love that for you.
So that was my week.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So my catch up. So this week I started my new job, which so I got a promotion at work. So I'm responsible for more things, and so the main part of my job is that I'm responsible for like screens inside stores. There's a bunch of elements to that, whatever. But I'm not saving lives, for the record.
Wait, what do you do for
what do I do? So I used to be doing like training and project management for a online grocery business. And now their parent company, I'm just not saying any of the names because I don't want to be sued by any of these people.
Smart.
But I work for the same company, and now I'm doing like capital planning for them. So like renovations and stuff. Project managing that, and then they have a network of ads, like ad screens. So all of the screens across the country and their audio.
So what he's saying is he's important.
For sure. Yeah,
he's done being important.
I know.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
And so, but none of that. It's like I'm not saving lives.
I don't know. Well, none of us are. Really.
But unfortunately, the place that I'm working in, there's been a lot of change in a very short amount of time. So everyone is so overwhelmed that like the way I'm getting emails from people about these things, you would think that if one of these screens isn't working, it is the end of the world.
Will die.
That someone will die. That I'm like, girl,
well, people got to see the ads.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if the Kraft dinner ad doesn't play for like 2 days, we'll all live. We'll all live.
On the other hand, I feel like we could all die because they will personally like murder us. The clients will come and kill to your house.
We already have their money. We don't care. I'm just kidding. Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
You know what's funny? Because like in every episode, we're like, we're just going to take this out. And I'm like, I'm keeping it in.
Oh, yeah. So long as there are no specific identifiable names, I think we're fine.
This is our podcast. We say what we want.
Yeah, and the thing I guess where I feel you're done about it is because it's like I'm new. I want to be really good at the job right away, but so I'm trying really hard, and I'm like, why am I so stressed about this? Like, these are just emails.
Yep.
Anyways, my previous job was not stressful at all, so it's been quite a shift. But yeah, so that was my "you're done" moment.
Love that.
It's not nearly as exciting as free panties and a dog.
Dollar free panties.
Or and it wasn't as bad as losing a wallet. So I basically I fit somewhere in the middle. On the spectrum of free panties to lose your wallet, screens being off.
That's also like a really small spectrum. It's like, of all the things that could happen, this is all at the end of like good things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I lost my wallet. Oh no, I got $400 of free panties.
Yeah. It's a pretty good, I would like to live on that spectrum.
Right? I want the worst thing to be losing my wallet.
Yeah.
But maybe the best being not free panties. No offense. I feel
Everyone can have some free panties.
I think we can dream a bit bigger. free.
You know what?
And
speaking of dreaming bigger, let's talk about being millennials.
Love.
So,
segue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've done this before. Yeah. I mean, so I think one of the like quintessential things about being a millennial to me is that like we've gone through so many different like major life like world events,
yes,
that it's made it hard to have like to dream big in that idea. Like to think about like when most of us were either just out of high school or just coming out of high school. That was when the like 2008 recession happened.
Yes.
And so it was like, oh, the world's going to be big and great, and everyone's talking about how great your life's going to be, and then it's like, just kidding. The housing market crashed.
Yeah.
I know.
You can't get a job.
And you hear people saying like, I bought my house and you should have a house, but you bought your house for $50,000.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Please.
I'll buy you a house and you a house right now. You know what I mean?
Let's expand the spectrum. So from panties to Tasha buying me a house. That's where I want to move.
Well, I know. She did save the money. So like,
it's a
house.
free house.
It's a free house. In 1925, that's a free house.
Exactly.
Like,
when you say that, like, there's so many things that we've been through, that we've seen, that like has been around us.
Well, because just as it felt like we were getting like our footing, at least this is how it felt for me, it was like, okay, career seems to be going in a good direction. Life seems to be going into a good direction. Pandemic. You're like, what? How did
I was low key like grateful for them. I mean,
were you?
It's a terrible, not bad thing. Obviously, the pandemic was bad.
Yeah.
People dying was bad. People being sick was bad.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're moving the spectrum that way.
So now we've
You
expanded.
know
We've
what?
expanded.
I understand that.
Bad things.
But at the same time, I loved not having to go anywhere. No pressure. Everyone was indoors all the time, and everyone was like, "Oh no, I can't stand this being like by myself, my mental health." And I totally get that. But for me, I was like, towards the end, I felt it a bit. But in the beginning, I was like, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like, I can just walk outside. There's no one there. There's no traffic, no parties, so you don't have FOMO.
Yeah,
I
fair.
went on a lot of great walks.
Yeah.
I got like
Walking
Switch.
dates.
Yeah, I got a Switch.
Oh my
Oh,
And like,
Animal
what was
Farm.
it? Animal
Crossing.
Crossing.
Animal Farm is the best.
Did you say Animal Farm? Animal Crossing. But then I just thought about it. I'm like, is my whole village dead?
Oh,
Like,
they're just wandering around in weeds.
in weeds.
Their weeds are
Like,
everywhere.
are the turnips like freaking trees? Yeah, I went on walks every day. It was calming in that
For sure.
sense.
It really was.
But like when you think about the fact that everything stopped,
Well, and it felt
Everything
like it sort of like
stopped.
hit the reset button in a way that was like in some ways helpful, but in other ways it was like
Yeah.
the momentum of life. Like I just moved to Toronto right before the pandemic, and so I was like, oh my god, my world just got so much bigger. I live in Toronto, and then it's like, just kidding.
Where did you live before?
Vancouver.
Oh, the nicer place. Okay.
Yeah, but it's. Do you like Vancouver?
I mean, everything
love
closes at,
Vancouver.
like 5
it's nice
o'clock.
to visit. It's nice to visit.
Honestly, back in the day, I was like, oh no, everything closes at 5 o'clock. And now I'm like, everything closes at 5 o'clock. Yay.
Perfect.
Go home.
Back to your no FOMO thing. If
I
it
know,
closes
right?
at 5, I can't go.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
It's a
Yeah.
dream.
But anyway, so that all of that being wrapped up in being a millennial, and then we also get it from what you're saying, like on all sides. It feels like every generation, Gen Z hates us, Gen X hates us.
Which I don't understand because we are iconic.
They're just replicating. That's the thing. I would keep saying that Gen Z fashion and Gen Z humor, no, maybe not humor, but a lot of things
It's
that are
recycled.
happening and that are in is recycled.
It's recycled.
Like right now, everything is from early 2000s. There's
Yeah.
no, like, where are the
They
original
weren't even
ideas?
cognizant when that was
Right?
You
Like,
were barely alive.
if you were born after 9/11, I feel like
You don't count.
you don't.
Exactly.
You don't. You don't.
You don't know.
Your life is
If you don't
worthless.
remember like where you were and what you were doing during that time, then like
Yeah.
you're just like, a whisper.
A whisper,
Mhm.
exactly. But now,
Memories of alive.
Whisper.
but you know what? All the kids these days, I worry for them because like you're growing up and your role models are like
Jojo Siwa.
Yeah, Jojo. Well, Jojo Siwa is like the least offensive. At least Jojo Siwa is there. But then like Mr. Beast, Logan Paul.
I didn't know who that was for like until like maybe 2 years ago.
There's a whole other world out there.
A whole other world.
But like for the straight white men, there's a whole other world.
And apparently more and more of the like younger generation are becoming Republicans because of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Crazy.
I don't get it.
I don't get it, man.
What is your millennial hot take? Like, what's your thought on being a millennial? What's the like? Because you talk to people about this on your podcast. So, like, what have you gotten out of it? Like, what's the nugget of gold?
Wow, I need the nugget of gold. The distillation of all this stuff I've done.
Of all the many hours.
The hours I've invested of my life into this. I think it's a great question. We're gonna have to like cut me thinking out because
people like to watch people thinking.
Do they? I know this music is even more stressful.
We're actually going to add the real Jeopardy music in just to really add, to level it up.
You know what? I think maybe through the conversations I've had on the show and then also just like by existing, I've realized that a lot of millennials aren't as like open-minded as I thought they are.
Oh, okay, that is a hot take. Yeah,
so hot take.
I grew up being like, okay, I feel like everything's going to be pretty obvious, like logical things where a clear distinction between right and wrong is going to be like everyone's going to be like, of course, that's
it's like common sense.
Yeah, common sense. Turns out it's not that common, and turns out a lot of people. This is like, it's the same thing with like young men leaning Republican. I feel like millennials have kind of fractured a little bit somewhere.
Okay.
Mentally, where it's kind of split people up. And then you have people who are the harmless Disney adults and like Harry Potter adults.
Harmless Disney adult.
I mean, a little bit cringe, but ultimately harmless. Yeah. But then you distill people from inside those little groups. There's people who are like mad that Ariel is black.
Right.
And
you're like, please
speak the truth. because her best friend is a freaking Jamaican crab. She's been black.
That's what this is why I'm like, finally I watched the movie. I'm like, they said it in the Caribbean. I'm like, this makes perfect sense to me. Like the queen is black. Obviously the queen is black.
Yeah.
I was like, the prince is white, but thank God they explained it away, but he was adopted. So I was like, okay. But now I'm like, everything's finally kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know Javier Bardem is there, but he's hot.
Daddy. I was into it.
Exactly.
As Poseidon or Triton. 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 That's what I'm going to be doing to him later. You have to watch to know what I was doing.
Oh yeah, you didn't even describe it. Yeah, I forgot this is partly audio. Stab. Well, is it a stab? It's not a stab. But I was going to say that it feels like those people who kind of millennials have taken all this kind of culture that we felt was a little bit harmless, and then they've right-wingified it in a way that I didn't think was possible.
Yeah.
And
like it's a fantasy. Like mermaids don't exist.
No, I disagree.
Why do they have to?
I disagree.
Which part?
I disagree. I disagree. I'm gonna say this right here.
You're seeing the fracture happen right now. This is it.
Let me explain to you something. Let me say, okay. So mankind knows about 5% of the ocean. All right, which takes up majority of the planet.
Mama, is this your conspiracy theory?
No, you're gonna tell me. No, honey, baby. I don't know. They probably don't look like Ariel and her sisters.
Okay.
They probably looking real alien-like. But there are things down there that cannot be explained.
And they are mermaids.
I mean, I can't disagree. We don't know technically.
We don't know because there's only 5% that know.
Sure.
The burden of proof is on people who say they don't exist.
Fair enough. Did you have a mermaid experience? Is this why you're
No,
like
I just believe that they're there.
No, just watch Aquamarine.
Right? I just believe that it's there.
H2O?
No, you're the condensation.
Please, you have to know that reference. This Australian TV show called H2O, where it's like a girl is a mermaid but she turns into a mermaid only when she touches water. And so she's like in the bathroom and there's like condensation from a shower. And she's like, oh no, Cleo, the condensation, because she doesn't want people to find out that she's a mermaid, but the condensation turns her into a mermaid.
The accent, I think, for me is what's hitting.
Oh no.
What sound like Miss Cleo?
I was not doing that accent.
When I think about, okay, so for example, in our generation, we have many people that are very have been educated, but are they using their degree? Right? And so when I think about even myself, I'm not necessarily using that degree. And so when you think of that fracture, is that like we spent all this money going to school, and that's maybe debts or someone paid for it, who knows?
Yeah.
And then now you're not using it and you're still paying off those debts. And then when you're like trying to figure out what to do, maybe like seeds of someone that's trying to influence you come in, and then whatever path you go, right? But on the reverse, I think that also as millennials, we are more of the accepting generation in a sense that like, okay, you know, gay rights, women's rights, Black rights, right?
That was really us. You're right.
You know, like there's many things that are still an opportunity. Don't get me wrong,
for
right?
sure.
But like growing up, I was always told to just like appreciate and love everybody, right? And like love everyone as they are. And I see now like the acceptance and you can walk around the street and be you.
Totally.
I don't think that could have happened in the previous generations.
No.
Is there still opportunity? Absolutely, but.
Yeah.
But
I think in low-key we're rolling back too. Partly because of Gen Z. Because have you seen like on Twitter or Gen Z, for example, being like, oh my God, there's so much sex in the media. There's so much this. And I've seen different takes on why Gen Z is saying that. But it seems like Gen Z are becoming more like prudes, like a little more reserved, a little more.
Like a thumbs up on a tap back on a text message. Do you see that?
What?
You know when you're like sending a text message and you like send back like a tap back of like a heart or like a thumbs up. They don't like the thumbs up.
Oh
yeah, because it's like passive aggressive. Like
aggressive.
I
don't have time. I'm just saying I got you.
Yeah, I had to. So I used to. I had a Gen Z who reported into me, and I had to learn that I had to stop saying, like you're welcome when I had done. They'd be like, "Thank you for something." I would say you're welcome, and apparently they thought that was like passive aggressive.
What?
Oh, so what?
So now I have to say no problem.
No. Isn't no. I mean, one.
No, but it's like I was like, I don't know if I really believe this, and it's commonly on the internet, but saying like you're welcome, the thumbs up stuff is like they see it as being passive aggressive. Like they read a tone into it that's not there.
You know what we need? We need everyone to just have like Jamaican mothers, okay? If mommy's gonna hear this and she's gonna
give us the spirit of anti-joy, please.
Be like, no, like that's wild to me. Like I understand. Did you find the root of why that's bad?
They just think it's passive aggressive. Like they.
I don't know. Maybe it was your tone. You're like, you're
maybe
welcome.
You're welcome.
No, because it didn't even really necessarily come from me. I got it through someone else. They were like, "Oh, did you know this?" And so then I asked this Gen Z, and they're like, "Yeah, it is a bit awkward when people say you're welcome. It feels a bit passive aggressive." I'm like, "Okay, what would you prefer?"
You know what? Isn't it that thing? So I personally I always said you're welcome, but then I read that you're not supposed to say you're welcome because you're not supposed to say no problem because it implies like my time or whatever was an effort. Like, you know, like whatever, like I am here to do these tasks versus I did put some effort into it. And you like, if someone says thank you, you say you're welcome. That's the most basic thing. Saying no problem diminishes your task almost.
I don't know.
So for someone to say no, you're supposed to say no problem instead. I'm like, no, bitch.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. But it was a problem actually.
And I took time to do it.
But it also feels like quite a millennial problem that we're even talking about this.
True.
Like, that we're even considering that I think a Gen X is just like, I'm continuing to say you're welcome. I don't care.
I feel like I should have like a cane and be like, continue. Like, are we like that behind?
Oh, no, sorry.
It's just like, maybe the Disney of it all has created. Like, but then it also gave us trauma. When I think about watching
trauma,
you know, Mufasa.
When you said his name,
Mufasa. In my Beyonce voice. I always try to reference Beyonce.
Every episode.
Because she's Beyonce.
Thank you, Beyonce.
Oh, did you watch her at the Kamala Harris rally?
I did.
I was expecting a performance. I'm just going to say.
No, I actually am glad she didn't perform because she's like, you're going to hear my words.
I know. And she said, I'm not here as a celebrity. Then I was like, okay,
I'm not
queen.
here as a politician. I'm
okay,
here as a mother.
I'm here as a mother.
Amber Rose is like, she's trying to be me. Honey, baby, ain't nobody trying to be you, Amber Rose. I'm going to tell you that. But put the barcode on your head.
I saw a tweet that was like, Amber Rose, you're Kanye's mattress. No one's trying to be that. Oh. And I was like, that's shady but true.
Yeah.
I can't.
The shade of it all.
I think the whole... It's a complete delusion. For Amber Rose to write that, I'm like, girl.
Yeah.
Like, she just wanted to be part of the story right now. To be like, talked
Do you
about.
think anyone's going to agree with you? Like, do you think you have fans? Period. Like, I was going to say who agree with you, but do you think you have fans, period?
Period.
No, you don't.
Period, boo.
Sorry.
Okay, so I think it's maybe time for our segment.
I think so, too.
So, as we mentioned, but to repeat, so you get for your segment your very own little colorful microphone. This denotes that we are in a segment. So the segment that we're doing is one that we do with every guest. You have an outie belly button. I'm so sorry.
Well, you know what? In real life, the microphones have a little antenna on the bottom.
So there we go. So
I think with my excitement, I was like, where's my phone for my list? The excitement of knowing that I can't say thank you.
And where's your microphone, Mama?
It's in my. It's coming. I'm getting the list
Okay, got it. So the segment, as I will repeat, so it's fun or you're done.
Fun or you're done.
We have a list of
Found it.
I'm keeping that whole section in. We're going to zoom in on that.
Searching.
So the segment is called Fun or You're Done. And essentially, we have a list of things. We specifically got like millennial-esque things, like stereotypes.
Stunning, love it.
That you're going to tell us, are they fun, meaning they're good, or you're done, meaning they're bad.
Okay.
And you can expand on them if you have thoughts, because I feel like some of these are things that you may feel strongly about.
Oh, okay.
So, Tash, hit us with the first fun or you're done.
So you actually mentioned it earlier, but skinny jeans.
Fun.
I
don't think we should let people tell us what we can and can't wear. And also Wisdom K. Wisdom K. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's a fashion influencer. Very fashionable, very demure, I guess. I don't know. But he dressed skinny jeans up in a bunch of awesome ways, and I think you can still do it. Rock it.
Is he the one that does the like he gets prompts from people and does like different styling?
Exactly.
Yeah. He did the one for the Olympics, which was cool. He
Yes,
did, like, every country.
yeah.
That was really impressive. Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah.
I will say, so I love a skinny jean, and I'm with you on that. It's fun, but I have tried to get into the wider like leg jeans, and I've been getting way more compliments about that than I ever did. No, it's from everybody. It's just that people say it's like a more flattering shape. I think because I'm like a wider person, so just like doesn't make me look like, I don't know.
So I don't know.
Weighted down.
I feel like a skinny, but not like skin tight jean.
There we
Because
go. Yeah.
I also am not comfortable in a skinny jean. I remember I used to have some skin tight, like
I
spray on
skinny
shit.
jeans.
Where you like go to like Hot Topic and get like women's jeans.
Yeah, and you're like, you squeeze into them.
Stop it.
It still exists.
It does.
It's fun to go in.
Oh yeah, my friends love Hot Topic. Actually, they like go for the
t-shirt,
like the t-shirts and the things, and I'm like, oh, I've never been inside one, but this is great.
You should.
Like, a lot of like the bands that you get a shirt from for Hot Topic are like coming back, right?
Yeah.
Like
Simple
My
Plan,
Romance, Simple Plan, right?
My Chemical
Romance just had. I love My Chemical Romance.
I love
them. Okay, I'll ask you another one.
Okay.
Avocados.
Fun, always fun.
Yeah.
I grew up in Zambia and we had an avocado tree in our yard, so we had like free avocados basically.
Cool.
I hated them then, but I would have
when
said
you had them for free.
But when I had them for free, exactly. Now that I have to pay, I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, the $4 an avocado.
Capitalist queen.
It's like, you have to eat them either in a week or in the next hour.
Exactly. And which is, I never buy them now. I only get them at restaurants, but I make a good guac, so fun.
Nice.
Okay. Ending a text with LOL.
Girl. I mean, low-key, I want to say you're done to look cool, but actually fun because I do it all the time. I need to soften it. If I'm saying something that might be like perceived as not great, I need to be like, LOL. Like, you know.
It's the equal to being like, no worries.
Exactly.
No worries if not. LOL.
Yeah.
No worries if not, but it's actually worries.
Yeah.
Big
No
worries.
worries. No problem, no worries if not. LOL.
But don't, like, if you can't do it, don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
JK, but
all the worries.
Wait, do you guys do LOL sometimes or haha?
I say LOL.
I do
and
both.
haha.
I do both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending. LOL, it's far more passive aggressive for me usually.
Really?
Yeah. It's usually like I'll send it when something's like funny, but I wouldn't actually laugh at it. I'm like, LOL. It's all lowercase.
Oh,
And I send it as its own.
okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'm fucking some shit up.
Literally said she actually stopped laughing for a while and just was like, lol.
Lol.
Like in real
Like in real life.
Like you. Instead of laughing, lol.
Well,
I was like, okay.
that was a thing. That's like Lamfo or whatever. Laughing my ass off.
LMAO?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Elmao. I used to say
Elmao.
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 Oh, Ijbol is in now.
Ijbol. Yeah.
Ijbol.
I just
I don't know what that one
I took
is.
me a while. I just burst out laughing. It's the new LOL.
Ijbol. No, it's the new LMAO. Ijbol.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Oh.
See, we're old.
See?
We're all old.
Well, then to that one then, saying I was today years old.
Oh, okay. That one is you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
I hate that. I'm so over it.
In
It was
my-
funny. It was funny for like 2 days when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was today years old. It's giving like, I did a thing. Or like, about last night on Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to anyone who does about last night. I'm sorry. But like, stop. Yeah.
But we're done. You're done.
But you're done.
You're
Yeah.
done.
Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pinterest.
Oh, Pinterest. I think Pinterest
The way you
is...
said that with so much love.
You
really-
oh,
It really
Pinterest,
sounds
my
like you have quite a
storyboard.
relationship to Pinterest.
I don't have a relationship to Pinterest, but at work, my work partner, because in advertising you kind of work. I'm an art director. She's a writer. You work in a team.
Okay.
So she's my work wife. She loves the Pinterest, and I was like, Pinterest is kind of like, like I'm a millennial blonde girl planning my wedding.
Slay.
But
Her
and
name
nothing
is
wrong with that.
Kaylee.
It's giving. Her name is Kaylee with an Leigh.
Silent Z,
With a
maybe.
Christian girl fall.
Yeah.
And she loves it. But my partner used Pinterest actually to like find reference images one time, and it was surprisingly really good at that. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe Pinterest isn't as ghetto as I thought.
There we
In the
go.
ghetto. All right, the last one is can't afford a home.
Oh, that one's fun.
Unless you already own a home, in which case.
No,
then-
millennial.
If you're born in Toronto, then you are blessed.
yeah,
You're
you
blessed.
can't be on the
Too blessed to
podcast,
be.
actually.
Yeah, you can't.
Blessed.
That one is you're done.
You're done.
And also with no rent control. Also, you're done. Thank you, Doug, for it.
Yeah.
When we talk about housing, but yeah, we should all be able to afford a home, whether it's a small home, a large home, or I don't know what the third thing that I was gonna say. Or the third thing, or the third thing. Yeah, I believe in housing.
Period.
So if you're squatting somewhere, keep squatting. They can't kick you out. They can't legally get you out.
Stay in line.
Stay in line. If you're still in line, stay in line.
Amazing. And that's fun or you're done.
That's fun or you're done.
Wait. Oh, yes, that is fun. Oh, I thought you were asking me if that is fun or done.
That's
No, that was the section. That was the segment. Yes, it's fun or you're done. Yes, I love it.
Amazing.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Any
God, that's
final
so
parting words that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Listen to Millennial Yells At Cloud
Yeah.
on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Slay.
We don't have video yet, but my voice can help you
It's
through
enough.
anything. It's enough.
Perfect.
It's enough. I know I have a face for TV, but my voice will suffice for now.
There you go.
Slay.
You're really making the people work for it.
I am really making the people work for it. That's what being millennial is all about.
Breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs, I know, right?
Well, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Had so
It's
much
just so
fun.
fun.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing.
You're welcome.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I guess
Another
it's signing out.
episode.
Yeah. Another episode. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at URDONE the Pod, and we'll see you next week.
Damn, so many platforms.
Bye.
Bye.